What up, guys? This is your boy Lygo. When I do back again with another video. I didn't really want to do a negative video this week, but it happens and certain things. So I think like it's the angry guy. I think I see basically it's kind of like watch a bunch of videos that's come together and do stuff, but whatever. I think it's the angry guys. What it is, it says guy and whatever. And I think is. Let me put it this way, right? I feel after seeing a lot of stuff from my radio show I talk about, a lot of younger men, younger than me, maybe my age and younger, most of them in America, most of them is become bitches. I'm just sorry, but I'm telling the truth. It's they become bitches. I never see some whiny bitches for a freaking piece of plastic. Remember back in the day when they used to say, your favorite piece of plastic? Now they're going crazy for this favorite piece of plastic. If you like the Switch, buy the Switch. You don't like the Switch, don't buy the Switch. There's still games coming out for the original Switch. You still play the games on the Switch. Why? I'm literally like, these men are like bitches. Why are we cloud chasing? Why are we putting hot takes up? Oh, this. Just. I'll give you an example. Friday, walked into Walmart. I put up a video that in Walmart talking about, hey guys, if you're looking for a 256 gigabyte card for the Switch 2, here you go. I put it up there, not for clout. It didn't get a lot of views, but it's not for clout. I don't care for the clout. I put it up there to say, hey, there's a cheap option for this. The ON brand is not as bad as a lot of people think. It's not a SanDisk, I get it, don't get me wrong, but I've used it for my drones, that hasn't happened yet, and I have a 512 gig one in my Switch OLED, and so far so good, knocking on plastic versus a can of wood, but yeah, it's good. I did that just to be a helpful person for people who are gonna buy the console and have that. I did the exact same thing for a PlayStation 5. I said, hey, but this is what I bought, this is what I do, and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I put up because I love gaming and I love this hobby. I don't care if my videos get 10,000 views, whatever. Now I have one video on my channel that's a million views and plus, and it's all good. But I just do this for the fun because I love gaming. That's why I don't monetize my channel. When you watch the channel, you don't. Well, you should not get no. If you get that, that's YouTube doing it. You should not get no commercials because I don't monetize nothing. Some people tell me I should do it. No. Hell, there's one of the videos that's coming up later today. I mean, this week, I got a copyright strike from another YouTuber. For something else he used in the video. I was like, wait, hold up, wait. You copyright me because I use a video of you using another person's video. Wow. Y'all take this shit too freaking serious. And this YouTube is like 1 million subscribers. Y'all take this thing. So my point is, there you go. So don't hit me the bullshit on Nintendo's are bad for. Y'all do the exact same thing. Every time I said YouTubers would do like these smaller YouTubers like me and you know above me, they would do the exact same shit. So whatever, you're full of it. Y'all full of it. Anyway, let's get into this angry man bull crap. To hear young men who act like bitches. Seriously.
No matter which game I try to play, I keep getting this message. Something about how these policies have been updated, so I click OK, which takes you to this new screen. And if you don't hit I agree and you just exit out of it, I literally can't play any game, and it says no virtual game cards are able to load. Basically, my Switch is bricked until I sign this agreement. But I don't know what I'm signing.
Your Switch is not brick. Again, I'm not feeling it. He upgraded. I am not upgrading none of my Switches to have the virtual cards and all that stuff. I ain't done that because for now, I don't need to. I want to see some stuff, which I'll do some videos about it. Again, to help inform people. That's why I have a video on my channel that says, "Do not update your Switch yet." Literally say that. So I have that video for a reason, because I want to test some stuff. Another thing is, if you have your console ain't brick, your console just can't play virtual cards. If you have physical cards, you can play games. This is the problem. Nintendo ain't the only one, so don't miss me the bullshit. But this is the problem with all the consoles. And this is where you guys went full digital. That's what you get. You go to full digital. What do you expect? What do you expect? Are you surprised by that? I'm not. So, not arguing about you. I'm sorry. I'm just pointing out the obvious. This person is not bitching. I understand his frustration, but and he's like, "Oh, should I sign for everything?" You do it for PlayStation. You do it for PC. You do it for everything. So don't think this is a Nintendo thing. If you got PC, you do it for Windows. So stop. Okay? Unless you're doing it like Linux, and there's not enough Linux people out there to make that change. No. Stop it. Get some help.
Do it.
The Nintendo Switch 2 comes out next week. Like, we are technically moving into a brand new generation of video game consoles.
Correct.
Next week.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Switch 2 will be along the ranks of the PlayStation 6 and whatever the next Xbox will be called, right?
Yeah.
But I have zero hype. And that's crazy to me. Because this is a brand new Nintendo Switch console. Despite it being a sequel to a previous one, like, I still feel like I should have a little bit of hype.
Really?
I have none. I literally forgot that it was coming out next week. I don't know if that's because of the games they announced. I don't know if that's because the Nintendo Switch 2 feels more like a refresh than like an entirely new console. I don't know.
You mean like a PlayStation 4 feel like a refresh of PlayStation 3? Xbox One a refresh of Xbox 360? What? Now, it is a refresh, yes. But it's so funny how people are bashing Nintendo for that. But all the other consoles, which were just basically more power, whatever, that's the difference. Now, shout out to, I keep on getting Dragon Ghost. I'm sorry, I keep on forgetting why I can't pronounce him. Presta, I think it's Presta. His name, he said, it's innovative in that. And hey, if that's what you think, bro, I'm not against you for thinking that. And Switch 2 is innovative. That's not my argument. And in that regard, I'm just thinking, like, where's the same kind of logic when the other consoles were just powerful upgrades? That's all it was. You know? But to be honest with you, I'll be honest with you too. Anybody out there, to you, sir, as well. I'm not hyped for the Switch 2. I'm not. And I always said hype, but I have a video called WTF10. Watch that. I'm not hyped for the Switch 2. I'm just knowing it's gonna be a new console and gets to make games. The only game I'm hyped for, the only thing I'm hyped for gaming wise, to be honest with you, is Metroid. I can't wait to play the new Metroid. Other than that, and I can play the new Metroid on the old Switch. So you don't need to buy the Switch 2. Now again, I'm not in your pocketbooks. You don't have to buy these things. Be a customer and not a consumer. I'm getting a Switch 2 because I know there are gonna be some good games coming from Nintendo. Mario Kart World might surprise me more than it showed off. And I have played every Mario Kart World. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah, it just, for real, just, you know, I'm not super hype about the Switch 2. Just wait to get my console and be fun with it.
It is, but I'm not really that hyped. Now, Summer Game Fest could come along, and the Nintendo Switch is a sponsor, so they will be showing some things there. Maybe they build the hype up. Maybe they show us some games that really make me want to dive into my pocket. But as it is right now, I'm not that interested. It's the $80 games? I don't really think so. I'll tell you, I personally think Mario Kart is kind of worth it. But like,
well, there you go.
I don't know, like, I'm just not excited. What do y'all think it is?
You don't have to.
Pacifico, discovered by accident. The story goes, as a friends went down.
Nintendo has pissed off some of its biggest fans,
Not
with
really.
many now saying that they will not be picking up a Nintendo Switch 2
Good for
and
them.
already canceling their pre-orders.
Good.
This is
They
a
stupid,
very
but
serious
constantly.
situation for Nintendo, and the backlash is only continuing to grow. Why has Nintendo chosen to go down this path, and what does it mean for the Switch 2's launch, but also its success in the future? Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of this growing backlash and
We ain't
boycott
doing that.
against Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch 2, and how things are going to play out going forward. Don't forget to
Simple.
follow us over on Rumble, and also, guys, if you want to learn about affordable PC
Buy the
gaming,
games you like,
go
don't
and
buy the
check out
games you don't like.
Angry Guys
Simple.
Arcade, which is linked in the description of the video. And now let's go ahead and jump right into the first.
One of the comments, the first comments I saw in this video is, we need new gaming companies. Okay. Okay. Y'all, Google try to jump in. Apple try to jump in. They got a lot of money. And what happened? They were not successful. It's not as easy as you think, my boys, but whatever.
Video.
So I think the only good thing to really come out of this Power World lawsuit situation is that most people, at least within the gaming community, can now see just how petty Nintendo is.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo kind of sucks. They're like
Yeah, just like every other game company out there. They suck. They just suck less to me.
the EA or the GW of Japan. They're an awful...
Wait. They're the EA? They're the E... I know you're not Wigger. I know I was saying, cause you the Wigger. Are you crazy? They're the EA in Japan. How many companies Nintendo bought and shut down? I'll wait. You can't tell me that. Cause even Iwata had to took a pay cut when things got rough, so they can help keep people in their jobs. How many? That's the difference there, sir. EA. I've been to EA. I work for EA and I've been in Nintendo Studios. The culture is 10 billion times different. I worked with EA and I saw what it was. My first ever Ncast, I talked about EA when I was there. 2014. I talked about that. I'm not gonna put that video back up so people will new to the channel, because again, I got more subscribers now. But back then, it was shitty. In 2015, I got a chance to go to Nintendo. I went there and saw how Breath of the Wild was getting made. I got to see how Mario 3D World got made and stuff like that. I got to see Platinum Games. I also got to see I forgot the game now because it never came out. Xbox wanted to get Scalebound. And I thought, you know what? It's going to be all right. And then didn't do what it wanted to do. So, no, the crunch time and the politics in EA is way worse than Nintendo. Well, we see. Let's look at EA now. That was back in 2014. They said that shit. But whatever.
company that not a lot of people like. However,
Yeah,
they
sure.
own IPs
Yeah.
that a lot of people do like,
Yeah.
so they continue to rack up the money.
Good for
Like,
them.
I'm sure you've heard or at least seen the memes of Nintendo suing people for making artwork of their characters, mods for their games that are otherwise unplayable without the mods, and of course fan games, because Pokemon fans have been making better Pokemon games than Nintendo for like 2 decades now.
Okay.
What I am worried though is just how vague these patents are.
I just laughed that y'all don't say nothing to Game Freak. Because I was Nintendo, even though Nintendo don't own Game Freak, is outright their own percentage, because they don't, Nintendo only owns shares of Game Freak and publish their games, but Game Freak is the developer. But whatever.
Like capturing creatures with a spherical object and being able to see the percentage rate of like how well you're going to catch them is so dumb. But at the same time, they can easily get around this by changing the PAL spheres to cubes or triangles.
Thank you.
I mean, Johnny Test did it. Yeah, anyone else remember the Johnny Test episode?
Dude, you just... see, this is why I say people are stupid. You just answered your question right there. Why didn't you just change it? If that's the pattern, why don't you just change it? Turn it into a triangle. Turn it into a cube. Turn it into a star. Turn it into a middle finger. Duh. Oh my God. Y'all are, I swear, y'all are a special type of stupid. Y'all a special type of stupid.
Where he basically went into his Game Boy and caught Shadow Lugia. And the riding the mounts one is probably the one that irritates me the most, because so many other games have done that shit for decades now.
Yeah.
Are you going to start suing every other game like
No.
World of Warcraft?
Some will see this and be like, who fucking asked? But you know what? I don't give a shit. I asked. Nintendo, fuck you. First off, $80 for Mario Kart. Here's the thing.
Well, we didn't ask for you, you drama queen piece of shit looking loser. Cause you do look like a piece of crap loser, dude. I just look like a stereotypical dick. Seriously. Anyway, $8 for Mario Kart. I hope you don't go spend more money. I hope you didn't spend money for early access. I hope you don't spend money for other stupid DLC and buy packets. You look like a dude who spend money on dumb shit. You really do. You don't look like an intelligent guy. My guy.
It's 70 pushing it. Like I'm not doing it.
Well, look, that's
almost
what-
$500 fucking dollars for the base console. If I buy the Nintendo Switch 2 with the Mario Kart Worlds, it's $30 less. Okay. I'm getting the game for $50. Fucking make that make sense, goddamn.
Easy.
Nintendo's out of it, mind. If we genuinely, you Nintendo fucktards have genuinely. I blame Nintendo fans. I blame myself for not bullying.
He really can't speak. He is an idiot. You are the stereotypical white guy who can't speak right, dude. And I can't say nothing because I'm from a different country. English is, English is all English. Because again, my wife always laughs. She's like, "What are y'all speaking? You're speaking English." No, you're not. And I understand that. So, but seriously, dude, like, what's the problem?
Nintendo fans, because you guys sucked their dick so much that they're going to get away with this, and it's then going to spiral out of control. It's not just about Nintendo; it's about everything else. The most average price game is $60 on this shelf. 70's the max, however.
Out with scripts that take.
We know that's a lie.
Max, however.
That's a lie. That's a damn well lie. I guarantee if I take a good look at the shelf, which I'm not, you spend more money on some of these games than you thought. Okay, you bought DLC, you bought early access. I guarantee you that. You look like one of those guys who did that shit. $70 is not the most you bought on that shelf. I guarantee you that.
So, as you can see, a lot of Nintendo fans are generally pissed off and not having it.
Are those Nintendo fans really? That's your straw man argument? Douchebags on the internet speaking for Nintendo fans? How would you get the families? We don't use that now, can we? Jeez.
Many of them are also blaming the fans that are super fans, the fanboys that keep on pushing this garbage and saying that if you can't afford it or if you don't like it, just don't buy it. There are many who are actually celebrating that.
Holy shit! You're telling me that just because I say if you don't like it, don't buy it, I'm a super fan? That I just saw. Y'all are a special type of stupid. Y'all are consumers. Y'all are consumers. Y'all don't think. Y'all don't have brains in y'all head. If that is such a simple term, you're arguing against my simple term. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Why is that so hard? If I don't like what Xbox is doing, I don't buy it. Oh wait, Liger, have you bought an Xbox console? No. You didn't like it, right? Yeah. So you didn't buy it? Yeah. Do you make 50 videos about Xbox sucking and all that? No. Exactly. Why is that so difficult? If you don't like something, why? Who's forcing you to buy it? Dude, you just proved my point that gamers are stupid.
Nintendo has essentially now shipped a brick in a box where you can't use the device unless Nintendo gives you permission to use it using that day one patch, or unless you update to the new user agreement. You cannot play the games that you purchased. Like, think about this carefully. You can't play.
You can play the game you purchased if you follow the damn rules. That's all it is. That's all. Let's be honest. Let's take your logic, sir. They shipped in a box. Without me activating my phone from doing certain things, you could use it. You can use this. You could turn the switch or two on, but hey, it is what it is. But I got a question before I finish, because I'm not gonna watch the whole of this moronic video. I didn't do it the first time, and I apologize for the bad sound and everything. Like I said, I was driving and whatever, and eating breakfast. But again, I'm not. I don't make money off of this, so you're not gonna get the most. You're not gonna get the most qualified audio and all that stuff, all that whatever. Again, I'm just doing this for fun. But let me ask this question here. If you got a Nintendo Switch now, and it's a brick, that means you should have never had it in the first place, because it's not out. You stole it, or you should have never had it in the first place. That's the way I look at it. It's a brick in the console, whatever. Yeah. And if that is so bad and you don't like that, and I said in the video earlier too that I kind of don't like it, but I understand why they intend to do it. But I'm not giving them an excuse. My thing is this: if you don't like what they just did, don't buy the effing console. Again, Gillette did something. Gillette was talking about the best America ever have to shave and everything. Right now I got a good old beard and I need to shave the damn thing. But anyway, and they try to put the whole trans thing with women shaving and all that stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? What? And I could tell you right now, Gillette, I've never bought a Gillette product. Why? Because, I don't know, I'm a customer. I'm a customer. That's what it is. God forbid. And then, what was it, Tyson Chicken, because of what they did of kicking out people, Americans who were working and trying to put illegals in there. I've looked that when I did that podcast show, I looked at what Tyson, all the products that Tyson does, and I can tell you right now, I have not bought a Tyson product from since then, chicken or whatever. Have I eaten it? Maybe because I can't control people outside it, but I myself, cash wise, I am not putting no money towards that. Be a oh my God, stop consuming things and be a customer.
The games that you purchased 7 years ago on a device that you purchased 7 years ago, because Nintendo now decides that they're changing their user agreement to let you know that you no longer own a device that you purchased 7 years ago, or else, and you can't do anything about it because you're a brokey. And what are you gonna do?
Are you stupid? 7 years ago, I purchased a console. I can still play games on it. What are you talking about? If they brick it because you mod it, that's your problem. If you want to mod a console, why don't you just buy a damn console that's moddable, like a Steam Deck or Ally, Rogue, or whatever? You get any games you want, do emulation you want. You're gonna steal the games anyway, so go ahead and do that. Why buy the main console? That don't make no damn sense. It's like, are y'all stupid or are y'all stupid?
But by the way, we're going to take away your right to sue us just in case.
No.
And you could, under no circumstance.
No, you don't. If the console really does mess up and you didn't do nothing wrong, you can't sue Nintendo. Duh. If it caused harm or something like that, of course. But if it ain't caused no harm or nothing, why would you sue them?
Join a class action lawsuit. Now,
Oh,
the thing is that Nintendo's hope is that because they're a law firm that makes video games. They're not a video game company that have good lawyers. They're a law firm that makes video games. They're hoping that basically using the system that they are going to exploit, because they exploit the judicial system to the fullest, they will be...
The laws are the laws. Dude, you're a part of vote. Vote the laws differently. The judicial system is exploited. The laws are the laws. You vote differently. We know you don't vote with your money because y'all are consumers. And we know you'll vote for attention because you will say the dumbest shit just to get views. We know that. You're on the rage bait side.
To stop anyone and everyone from fighting back against them, because lawyers hate Nintendo. Why do lawyers hate Nintendo? Because Nintendo is the biggest law firm in...
Lawyers hate Nintendo because they don't have no case against them, you idiot. Y'all are stupid. Have a case. Then you go. Then you don't have a case. The rules are the rules. It is what it is. They're fighting fair. You know, you can live your life much. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Being a good guy is it creates such a hard life. Being a bad guy is so easy. And when it's funny when you see people like this try to make bad guys into good guys, it's so weird. How about you just buy the console and play the games? And I'm not talking about Nintendo, I'm talking about any console. If you want to mod and do stuff, buy the PC, stick to the PC and do all the stuff. If you have an argument that, oh, we need Nintendo stopping physical, but best to just go PC. Then go PC and buy digital. Your argument for physical has become null and void. Because it makes no sense. Because you don't own the games on, to be legally speaking, you really don't own the games on Steam Deck. I've looked at some of the numbers and after that conversation I had with Konoshi and stuff like that, and people who do other Steam Deck and stuff like that, you really don't own nothing either. So, what's the argument? And I'm at work right now. I'm just laying this layout a little bit more than I'm gonna stop because it's just stupid.
The world, the toughest law firm in the world, and Nintendo will basically fight until the very end. When you hear about the Nintendo ninjas, those are lawyers.
No shit.
Nintendo is a very petty company, and they are not going to stop with their bullying. But thankfully, a lot of fans are beginning to wake up and say Nintendo can 100% go to hell.
So Nintendo really about starting...
Well, good. Go to hell. Go to hell, Nintendo. And let's see how the industry will fall. Let's see how the industry will fall. Oh!
A generational run for anti-consumerism. What the fuck?
Good.
Nintendo updated their user license agreements recently.
Yes.
And it states that if you want to mod your Switch or extract like game ROMs or anything like
that. And then you also a moron idiot. You follow everybody else. That user agreement was in the Wii. From the Wii, they said if you modded and brick it. The Wii U, they did that. It was always in there. You didn't read all that paperwork. So shut the fuck up. You going off of what everybody else is saying. Read the terms of service, which is a long paper. They said it, and I know they did it because I did videos about it back in 2014, 15, I think 14 and 15, about when we used were game brick because you modded the system. Yeah, no shit.
yeah, no, can't do that shit anymore. Because now Nintendo reserves the right to remotely brick your Switch, making it in part or whole unusable. It used to be they just banned you off of Nintendo Online services, shops, whatever. You couldn't use your account. Your account was toast. Now they say, hey, dumb fuck, we got you. That Nintendo Switch that you thought you owned because you bought it, yeah, that shit don't work anymore, baby. But
yeah, because I bought it to do what it's supposed to be doing. I want to play Nintendo game. This is literally, that's all you guys got to do. I buy a PlayStation console, moron, to play PlayStation games. Moron. I don't have Xbox because Xbox ain't got the games I want. I buy a Nintendo console to play Nintendo console games. Moron. That's all I do. I don't do any other things. Why is this modding and all this stuff? Why do these guys make an argument for this? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. The arguments are so asinine. And then for the guy that said, the other guy, just who I said that, my argument of if you don't like it, don't buy it, is not enough. Then I know you're more than a moron. You're imbecile, idiotic, stupid, put two sticks together, can't think in person. Why is it that if I don't like it, I don't buy it? It's such a hard thing.
Here's the fucking crazy part. This is only applying in the United States because Europe has consumer protection laws that prevents Nintendo from doing shit like this.
Not really. They could still break it in Europe. And they could definitely break it in Japan, because that's a law in Japan. Every country in Europe does not follow the European Union laws. That's why I said that. Try that in Hungary. Try that in some of the Spain. They're gonna break your console because they don't follow all the rules that the European Union. Because the European Union is really a piece of shit, but they don't follow it. So you see, you try to be smart. You try, but you don't know the real laws. So if you don't know the real laws, then you should shut the fuck up. But you don't know, so whatever. I think Brazil, you could do it, and they don't care for it because a lot of people don't buy a lot of stuff from Nintendo and Sony and all that other stuff as well too. But Australia, I don't know about Australian laws. I don't know Australia if they could break the console. I know most of European is not that. America, that could happen. Japan definitely can, because there's a law. There's a straight up law that you can't do it in Japan. Like it's a law, not for gaming company, but just a law of stuff, and they have it. And come to find out, Japan is just so much nicer and gentler, but whatever, culture. But when it comes to the laws, they don't joke. You walk around with a knife more than 6 inches, oh, you going to jail. You are going to jail. You don't have y'all talk about in America with show your papers. You don't have your passport in Japan. I'm black, so yeah, they know I'm not from Japan. Yeah, they could come up and ask me anytime, where's your passport? You gotta walk with your passport on you in Japan. From what I was over there and did stuff. Okay? Might not all the time, but I didn't take no chances. I walk with it. The other person come up and asked me that one time. But I was traveling intermediately between when I had to go from Tokyo to Kyoto. And that makes sense too. So I had my passport on me and I showed it and bam, and I moved on.
And they added a clause saying that you can't sue them. So these motherfuckers can take your Switch away from you that you bought, and you can't do nothing about it because it's written in the fine print.
It's been there since the Wii, like I said. And again, you mod it. Why would you mod the console anyway? I don't get the modding of the console.
It gets worse. Nintendo has now confirmed that they also reserve the right to listen in on your voice chats for inappropriate behavior.
So does Sony, Xbox, Steam, your TV, your Roku box, all those Vizio TV, Sony TV, all those have those same things, dude. See, I know you ain't read nothing. Literally, when I tell my Vizio TV, when I purchased it, it had that extreme thing saying that we will record what's said, whatever. Because I have one of those TVs that have the stupid, and I admit to it. I would admit to it that you can use voice to control the TV. Now I do mute it. I know they still listen because they can unmute it, whatever. But I don't care because I don't even say nothing crazy. Nintendo's a family-friendly company. They make sure stuff like that. When we had it for free, you guys didn't want the shit, so now they're charging, and that's what you get. But Sony does the same thing too. Read the daggone terms of services. Xbox as well. Including if you're on PC, you can use voice control, and so does Roku. Most of the controls that Roku's I've seen, the one I have, has a voice thing onto the side. They have the same thing too. It's a mute button. Do the mute button automatically go off? No. My phone, Samsung, has the same thing. I have a Samsung phone. You think my Samsung doesn't record me? I know it records. I've sometimes say stuff and I'm like, how the hell that happened right there and then? So you're gonna just put Nintendo out there but not bring up the other companies that do the same shit. That's the part that us Nintendo retards, as you call us, talking about? You're doing one, but everybody does it. Why is it?
Is that not a fucking invasion of privacy? Is there nothing that protects us from that? We're living in a digital space where we don't own our games, even though we buy them. We don't own our consoles, even though we buy them. So what the fuck do we own? Nothing? Somebody said if buy my games doesn't mean I own them, then arguing them doesn't mean it's illegal. Now, I don't condone any of this shit on either side, on either the modding and arguing side or Nintendo's anti-consumerism policies. Just maintain extreme caution because you don't own anything anymore.
Your wallet sucks.